I'm close to finishing off my first full year at a junior high school. I'm working as an assistant language teacher in a small community. It's a very enjoyable job. And I think that it's a good time for me to basically put out my observations of what I've seen and what I've learned. Um, in my role as an assistant language teacher, I don't have any political power in the school. Um, the number one priority for me is maintaining good relationships, congenial relationships with the teachers, and basically not getting under their skin. And my job basically entails um, waiting for them to invite me into the class to participate. If I'm not scheduled to uh, participate in any of the Japanese English teachers classes, I'm at my desk and I'm doing some sort of research or preparation. So I do have a lot of desk time, which I'm happy with because I have a computer there and I can make things. I also have the responsibility of going out to 7 different elementary schools on occasional uh, one-day visits and making lesson plans um, for those schools. What I've noticed, but today I'm going to be talking mainly about the junior high school. The particular junior high school I work at has about 650 students. Um, that would be 7th grade, 8th grade, and 9th grade. And there are 6 English teachers assigned. There are 2 that are primarily um, for the 9th graders, 2 for the 8th graders, and there are 2 for the first year, which is the 7th graders. One of the teachers for the 7th graders is part-time, but she's pretty much there um, every day. And I think that they can be broken down into very, very neat age groups. 2 of the English teachers are in their 20s. I believe one of them will turn 30 this year. 2 of them are in their 30s, and 2 of them, the oldest, are in their 40s. And just by the way the school is made up, uh, it's very probable or possible that I am the most experienced English teacher in the school. However, I don't have particular experience in junior high school, but as far as time at the chalk face, um, I may have more time in than any of the teachers at that school. That's not something for bragging rights, it's just a matter of fact. But working in Japan over 20 years, I've taught from age 3 through age 80 in high schools, universities, and of course running my own private English school. And these teachers broken into age categories: the 20s, the 30s, and the 40s. It's very interesting because they follow traditional patterns. For example, the teachers in their 20s who are new, they're not risk takers. They're they know the latest English teaching methodology, but they really can't implement them into the class um, and take a whole lot of risks. The ones in their 30s are what I like to call the risk takers. They have some years behind them at the chalk face, and they've got a lot of knowledge, but they're suppressed somewhat because there are still 2 teachers that are in their 40s. And all the teachers, I must say, are excellent. I really enjoy working with all of them. I have a congenial relationship. However, I cannot describe it as collegial, which is something that I would like to see. Evidently, they do meet as English teachers on occasion to discuss English teaching, but I'm not invited to those meetings, or for one reason or another, I haven't been able to participate in those meetings. I would like to, but the number one priority for me is maintaining relationships, not making waves. Um, as an assistant language teacher, I have a further uh, problem that distances me, the fact that I am actually dispatched from a staffing agency. So if there was any type of negative comment, I'm going to have to answer to them as well. And when you have a lot of people involved um, with me, um, and anyone can make a comment that could be devastating, uh, I'm not one to take risks. I do have a lot of experience that I'd like to share, but I'm very careful about how I do it. I consider myself, as an assistant language teacher, kind of locked in a cloud that's just floating, just waiting for them to tell me. However, coming to the end of the first school year, I'm going, I'm approaching the um, lead English teacher a lot more, and um, giving some unsolicited advice. They're not necessarily asking me, because this is this junior high school is in the same town that I actually live in, so I have a certain amount of pride and ambition to leave my workplace a better place than what I found it. And I don't think that I would have the exact same attitude if I was working for another school. I want the people of my town to have the best English education they possibly can. So I've noticed that the teachers that are in their 40s know how to frame a lesson. However, they're not as familiar with the latest English teaching strategies. And when they came into the teaching field, communicative English um, was not the big buzzword in Japanese education. And there's been a big effort to teach communicative English. And in the next segment, I'm going to talk about some specifics and perhaps some observations uh, regarding what is impeding the implementation of a more communicative English classroom.